in a where clause. So you use the like statement for pattern matching. So I think the easiest way to explain this is through an example. So for an example, I've selected star from customers and it's returned all the rows of data in the table, in the customer table. But let's try and find just the customers who have a last name beginning with W, and we can do this using the like keyword. So in our select star from customers query, on the next line, let's type where last name and then use the keyword like. So where last name is like, and then open a pair of single quotes, and within the single quotes type W because we want the last name to begin with W, and follow that with a percentage sign. And what the percentage sign is doing is it's saying return any last names that start with W and then are followed by any number of characters. So let's see what, if we run this query, what it returns. And we see it's returned all our customers who have a last name that begins with W. So we have West, Williams and Watkins. So the percentage sign is looking for any number of characters after the W. And we don't have to only use one percentage sign in our like statements. We can change this to an O and then have a percentage sign before the O, and let's run that and see what it returns. So you can see it's returned quite a lot of rows, and in fact it's returned every last name that has an O in it. So it's looked for any number of characters before the O, and it's looking for any number of characters after the O. So as long as the last name has an O in it, then it's going to be returned in this statement here. And you can see up here I've written the percentage sign is looking for any number of characters, but we can also use an underscore, and that's just looking for one character. So let's look at a difference between the percentage sign and the underscore in a like statement with an example. So let's select star from customers where first name is like percentage sign O percentage sign. So this should return any customer that has an O in their first name. And you can see it's returned John, John, Gobe, George, George, John and Toby. So they all have O's in their first name. So let's change the percentage sign now to an underscore on either side of the O and run that statement again. And you can see it's just returned Gobe, and that's because he only has one character either side of the O. So it's a character, any character, O, any character, and it didn't return John or George because they have more than one character either side of the O. So it didn't meet the criteria for this like statement. And it's not just string columns that we can use the like statement on, we can also use it on number columns. So let's select star from products and see what we got. So we have this price column, which is obviously numbers. So let's try and return all the rows that have a price that begins with 3. So it can be 3.00 or 3 point anything. So to do that, we can go into our select statement and type where price is like 3 percentage sign. Now, even though we're dealing with a number column, we actually need to use single quotes when we're using the like statement. So let's run that. And you can see it's only returned 6 values. So it's got rid of the espresso, which was ID 1 and a price 2.5. But it's returned 3.00, 3.5, 3.25. So that was where the price column started with a 3 and was followed by any number of characters, so 3.00, 3.50. So this is how we use like within a where clause when we're trying to match patterns of data. And we can use the percentage sign